What's up, everybody? I'm back. I know I took a little hiatus, but it was important for me to get some rest in after this race. And, I just took a couple days to let my body reacclimate itself to being a normal person, because what I did was kind of extraordinary. Not a lot of people run their first half marathon and hit a goal of 1 hour and 45 minutes. I didn't know that until I did it, so I've just been basking in my glory. But besides that, it's a total Tuesday, you turds, and we're going to get back to Ballin With Bump. That's how I'm going to come back. I watched a couple games this weekend, and the first game we're going to go over is the Panthers and the Bucks. Christian McCaffrey didn't do what I was hoping he would do, which is completely go off, but apparently when he jumped into the end zone last week and landed on his back like a flying squirrel that just got shot out of the sky, he hurt himself. However, he did still manage to pull off 2 touchdowns, 1 receiving and 1 rushing. And not to mention that touchdown that he got while he was receiving, he pulled a couple moves. He made the defenders look like complete idiots, and that's not easy to do with this Bucs defense. This Bucs defense is incredible this year. They've got a front that'll just come in and demolish any single line that you have in front of you. Now, from there, Curtis Samuel had a touchdown, added on 70 yards, helping Kyle Allen push his case to either stay the Panthers starting quarterback or get himself a contract. They came in, they had 5 interceptions, which, a Jameis Winston game with 5 interceptions, it's almost not rare now, and it's a little iffy. Bruce Arians was brought into Tampa to become this savant, right? It's not working out that well. Although Winston did have another 400-yard game. Got another receiver over 100 yards. This week it was Godwin. He threw a touchdown to his big tight end, Brait. But all in all, the Panthers, they brought the pressure. They did what Tampa did to them in their first meeting this year, and they walked out of there with the win, 37-26. Panthers move up to 4-2 after taking 2 early losses in the season, and Bucks are now 2-4. From there, we're going to move on to the Steelers and the Chargers. 2 early turnovers put the Chargers in a pretty rough spot. Phillip Rivers had 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also threw 2 interceptions, and they were only able to get 32 yards on the ground, which made it hard for Rivers to open up with play-action passing, which made it hard for them to do anything other than go to Rivers, who just seemed to turn the ball over time and time again. Steelers defense comes up with 2 interceptions, and they also come up with a fumble recovery. And the Steelers defense really came up with the win. Off that fumble recovery, they were able to put points on the board early, give Devlin Duck Hodges, what we're going to call him, able to give him a little bit of leeway leading into, at the end of the first quarter, he got a touchdown. In the fourth quarter, he threw an interception, gave the Chargers a chance to come back, but they just couldn't capitalize. The defense was too much. James Conner came back in that game to his playmaking self, was able to do what he did all year last year, what basically let the Steelers say, hey, Le'Veon Bell, bye-bye, go play in New York. We don't need you anymore. He comes up with 41 yards on the ground, but he caught passes for 78 yards, ended up getting a touchdown in the air and a touchdown on the ground, making it look like he had a pretty special game. Quickly, we're going to move on to the game of the week, which was the Packers and the Lions. Once again, another game of the week where it comes down to the last play of the game. The Lions came out, they pounced. You see what I did there? They pounced all over the Packers. They had trick plays. Matt Stafford was showing off his arms. The Packers and the Lions, this is a game that I like to call the arms race, because we have 2 quarterbacks showing off their arms, doing what they do best, airing the ball out. Matt Stafford threw for 265 yards. Aaron Rodgers threw for 283. Aaron Rodgers threw for 2 touchdowns, and that's going to be the difference. The Lions, they got themselves down the field, not really with ease, but they made it down the field time after time again and just relied on Matt Prater. Prater kicks kick after kick after kick after kick, like his usual self. Kerryon Johnson puts the only touchdown on the board. However, all he was able to pick up was 34 yards. They started the quarters in the lead, and by the end of the quarters, they come down. Started the quarters in the lead, by the end of the quarters, come down, tighten it up. A lot of that Green Bay defense came from the line. It came from the line. Zadarius Smith did a great job coming up with a sack. Stafford hit the ground a few times in that game. The defense for the Lions, They come up with 2 fumble recoveries, they come up with a sack, they come up with an interception, and they made this game a lot closer than it would have been for anybody else playing Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field. However, at the end of the game, comes down to a field goal. Boom. See ya. The MVP of the week comes from that game. The MVP of the week is going to be Jamal Williams, the Ballin With Bump MVP, BYU alum. 14 carries for 104 yards, 4 receptions for 32 yards and a touchdown. And the first game back from that Eagles concussion. He got his clock cleaned a couple weeks ago. But comes back, comeback story. You know I love him. He's resilient. Time after time again, anytime he got the ball in his hands, he did something with it, including, but not limited to, that reception that he runs in, he gets in the end zone, and he goes right through defenders, making it look like Christian McCaffrey was running the ball. Jamal Williams, congratulations on being the Ballin With Bump MVP of the week. Packers, congratulations on winning the game of the week. And listen, I'm excited to get back to you tomorrow with another video to give you some more motivation. Right now, I'm about to pig out. It's this Last Supper. That's what we're going to call it. You guys, hold on tight till Thursday. Football's on its way. All love.